Hello fellow Shadows, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about how Stephen Amell in an interview was saying that he has no plans on returning to the Arrowverse, especially as returning to the Arrowverse pretty much covers it because he's been the Green Arrow for 8 seasons, and for 8 years, and he, to be honest, Arrow, the TV show, has made me appreciate the Green Arrow even more, and made Green Arrow being one of my favorite one of my two favorite DC Comics heroes, like in terms of my all-time favorite DC comic heroes of all time. So, in a so Stephen Amell saying that he doesn't have any he does not have any plans on returning as Oliver Queen / Green Arrow. Yeah, that is sad, because he's literally the reason why I initially became a fan of the Green Arrow. And Stephen Amell is one of my favorite actors of all time. But I also heard that he did not like how they handled his death scene, or at least one of his 2 death scenes in the Crisis of Infinite Earths. And I don't exactly know which one he is referring to, because spoiler alert, in for Crisis, if you haven't seen it yet, which has been like 3 months or 2 months since it's been over now. The first episode of Crisis, he died because he sacrificed himself to save the other heroes, most of them happen to be Paragons. Oh, and his daughter. And then in like the 4th episode, he sacrificed himself again to save the Paragons from the Anti-Monitor and create a new universe. So I don't exactly know which death he's kind of like reportedly upset about or disappointed about, and maybe that's why he's not planning on returning to being the Green Arrow at the moment. My opinion is, yeah, it's sad, and he might not have any plans of returning to the Green Arrow at the moment. But let's say a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, assuming that the Arrowverse lasts like 2 years from now or 3 years from now, if, like I said, if the Arrowverse is still around, who says anything about Stephen Amell changing his mind? I mean, the guy who played the Red Skull in the MCU said after Captain America: The First Avenger, he said that, yeah, I don't want to be the Red Skull anymore, I'm out. And it took him a while to realize, I guess, how significant the Red Skull is, and wanting to play the Red Skull, or willing to play the Red Skull again. And we got to see him as the Red Skull in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. And then we can kind of use the same logic with Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford did not want to play Han Solo again. Maybe because it reminded him of that, like, the affair thing that he had with Carrie Fisher. I don't know. But Harrison Ford did not want to play Han Solo again. He finally had an out with The Force Awakens. But I don't know if he wanted to, but he definitely was willing to come back, and spoiler alert, into The Rise of Skywalker and make like this 5-minute cameo or 2-3 minute cameo in The Rise of Skywalker. So my point being, by bringing the guy who played the Red Skull and Harrison Ford when he returned as Han Solo in The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker. So yeah, those two men said, oh, we don't want to play this role anymore. Yet again, years later, they play that role again. So, same logic can be applied to Stephen Amell. He might not want to play Oliver Queen at the moment because he might be frustrated with the production or any other reason. But that does not mean he will not return as Oliver Queen in the future. And who knows? Maybe. And I even said this on when I covered this topic on my own channel, which I shall put the link to the video in the pinned comment below for you guys. But even as Oliver Queen, even Oliver Queen, there's different faces to Oliver Queen. There's a Smallville Oliver Queen, and I bet there's even different versions of Oliver Queens, like different actors that would love to play Oliver Queen, that we could see them getting their launch in the Arrowverse, and when the Arrowverse ends, they could have their own Arrow show. And the potential Green Arrow show that's supposed to be based off of Mia Queen. There's like different versions of Superman, especially connected into the Arrowverse. The Smallville Superman, the Supergirl show Superman, the Superman that the guy who played the Atom played, like the movie Superman. And two of those Supermans interacted with each other. Actually, no, I take that back. Three, like the Arrowverse Superman interacted with the Smallville Superman and the Atom, the Superman that looks almost like the Atom. The reason why it's like, because same actor. So, and the Flash. There are different versions of the Flash. Even, like, there's Barry Allen, right? And there's there's also Barry Allen from a different Earth that looks like his father. And there's also Jay Garrick that also looks like, well, at least the Arrowverse Barry Allen's father. Plus the DCEU Flash made a cameo in the Arrowverse. Yeah, well, like for 5 seconds practically in the Crisis of Infinite Earths. But my point still being, there are other, just because you're like the face. So in this case, Stephen Amell might be the face of Arrowverse's Oliver Queen. Does not limit the Arrowverse to only having Stephen Amell as Oliver Queen. Yeah, it might feel weird seeing someone else playing the role in the Arrowverse as Green Arrow, but still, we can still see that happen. So that's my point of bringing in like the different versions of Superman and the Flash. So, yeah, am I bummed out that we won't see Stephen Amell at least for a while as the Green Arrow? Yeah, but am I still holding out hope? Yeah, because like I said, Red Skull, the actor who played Red Skull, and Harrison Ford both said that they didn't want to play those two roles, like the Red Skull and Han Solo anymore. And yet we saw them in the universe. We saw them reprising their roles again. So, there's that chance. So, what do you guys think? Like, how do you guys feel about this? Are you guys butthurt or about this? Or are you still having some sort of faith that Stephen Amell will eventually change his mind in the future and reprise his role as the Green Arrow? Let me know in the comment section below. Love you all. Be kind to one another. Have a nice day. And you guys have not failed this city. I'm sorry I had to do it. I had to do it.